Hello and welcome to Antics. Morning all. Today we're going to talk about something that I get asked probably 3 or 4 times a week, and that is it possible to check the value of your antiques and collectibles by looking online? And the answer is a little bit of yes and a little bit of no, really. Let's look at the no's first. I think the first thing people do, let's say for argument's sake they've inherited a mahogany chest of drawers from their grandparents. Now, first thing they're going to do is see how old it is. So they check that if they've got a Victorian one or a Georgian one or whatever. So they've done that. So they've got a Georgian mahogany chest of drawers. They put that in the search engine. Loads of results come up. Problem is, they're all retail prices. They're all what you would pay in an antique shop or what you would pay from an antique dealer, which doesn't really help because you want to know what it's actually worth, not what someone would try, and I do stress try, and sell it for. So what do? Well, obviously the likes of myself know what a Georgian mahogany chest of drawers is worth. There are professional databases you can use, the major two of which are thesaleroom.com and invaluable.com. But they cost quite a lot of money to subscribe to. The likes of myself have to use them for the more obscure, when things haven't got many precedents. We have to use them, and we use them a lot. But for the likes of a private individual looking at one thing, it's not really viable. So what you can do, I suppose, use the dreaded eBay. Now, eBay is very handy as a barometer for your prices, but please, please, please don't just look at what things are trying to sell for or what people are trying to sell things for, because it's exactly the same. You fall into the same trap. This is people either in the trade or people that have fallen into that trap, seen ones that the trade are trying to sell, and then trying to put something on for the same price. Now, that's not really going to help you. Let's not use the chest of drawers as an example in this. Let's use a Paddington Bear toy made by Gabrielle Designs in 1975. Now, the only reason I say that is that I dare say that if you went on eBay now and put Gabrielle Designs Paddington Bear, you'd probably find loads of them come up with buy it now prices. Very few with that very low come and get me starting price at being allowed to find their own level, but you'll find an awful lot with buy it now prices. Buy it now prices as a barometer for finding out the value of your Paddington Bear is useless. Absolutely useless. All it tells you is what people are trying to get for it. So what do? And it's a fairly obvious thing to say, but what you do, you go into the left-hand column, you look at the sold prices, and you put in sold, and you'll get a lot more come up, and they'll all be virtually a lot lower than the prices you've just seen in the buy it now section. You'll find that some people may have been asking, this example I'm using for instance, a Gabrielle Designs Paddington Bear toy, you might well find that some people are asking £100 for a good one. Now, a really good one, I have known them make that, but not very often, frankly. Usually you look at it for a really nice one, maybe £60–70. So you'll find people asking £100. They're unlikely to get it. So you go into the sold thing, you might well find things like top offer accepted. So in other words, they were probably asking £100, someone's offered 70 and have accepted it. And then you'll find the ones where people have started at a sensible price at £20 or £25. And you've got a little bit of auction fever, and 2 or 3 people have got excited, and at the last minute they had it and then they haven't got it, so they panic and pay a little bit more than they expected. So they may well make £50 or £60. So it gives you a much better idea of what things are fetching in reality by just looking at the sold prices. Now, of course, this doesn't really help with fine antiques. Well, it doesn't help at all with fine antiques, because the average person isn't going to put a fine antique on there at a low starting price and let it find its own level. There's all sorts of shenanigans go on. Somebody might look like they're trying that, and then they get somebody to try and bid it up and bid it up and bid it up and bid it up. So that's me being cynical, but it goes on. So if you've got a fine antique, this is where, to be honest, you can't really look online. It doesn't really help unless you have those professional databases. If you want to know what your fine antiques are worth, come to the likes of me or go to a reputable auction room. Most auction rooms these days will accept photographs to give an opinion on. I'm always happy to help. But as we say, eBay's handy for, shall we say, collectibles, but not fine antiques. Look online and put your fine antiques in, all you're going to get are retail prices. And that's no good to anybody. Until the next time, bye-bye.